What is up, guys? It is Quinn here, and I'm guessing you guys were all watching that Thursday night football game. I was, finishing up that game, getting ready to crash, and then I get the alerts, my phone's blowing up. Christian McCaffrey traded to the San Francisco 49ers. So I thought I'd just hop on here, kind of break down the trade, talk about it from both sides, the impact on CMC, impact on the Niners players, impact on the Panthers. So just kind of go through my, quick initial thoughts here. So the overall details of this trade: CMC to the 49ers for a 2023 second, third, and fourth round pick, and then also a 2024 fifth round pick. So honestly, a pretty solid package there that the 49ers are giving up. Looking at CMC this season, he's coming off of two back-to-back injury-riddled seasons in 2020, 2021. I think we're really seeing like that elite Christian McCaffrey back this season. He's averaging 19.7 PPR points per game. He's leading all running backs in snap share, opportunity share, receiving yards, and target share. And he is giving you high-end running back one production on just an anemic Panthers offense. They're only averaging 17.2 points per game, clearly towards the bottom of the NFL. And overall, just an offense that's pretty much been a dumpster fire. And he is still managing to give you that really strong production, nearly averaging 20 points per game through 6 games. And he's also staying healthy, which is the most important thing, because we know no matter what type of situation he's in, if he's on the field, he is going to be balling out. Now, I think everyone kind of understands this is a massive upgrade situation-wise, going from the Panthers to the 49ers. He's going to be paired with Kyle Shanahan, who's, widely known for his very effective rushing scheme. He consistently has a ton of efficiency at the running back position. And I mean, with just dudes all over the place. You had Mostert in there. You had Jeff Wilson, Elijah Mitchell. It's like every year there's a new running back stepping up, getting the bulk of the carries. I mean, week to week, it'll be a different guy. And it seems like every single running back Shanahan has, they're going to produce. They're going to be very, very efficient. And obviously, basically every single running back Kyle Shanahan has had cannot even compare to Christian McCaffrey, just wildly less talented than CMC. The one thing I think is a little interesting here with the move to the 49ers is that Shanahan is not someone who typically gets the running back super involved as pass catchers. They're typically just super efficient on the ground, getting that 15 carries. If you get a touchdown, that's going to be the solid game. They're not super involved as pass catchers. For me, I don't really have a concern about that moving forward. You don't give up that kind of package to bring in a player like Christian McCaffrey to just use him on the ground. I'm very, very confident they are going to get CMC involved as a pass catcher. Just in general, you're not giving up that huge package of picks when I already think they don't have a first-round pick this upcoming year because of the Trey Lance trade. You're not giving all of that up to not use CMC to, the best of your abilities. So I think CMC will be heavily involved as a pass catcher, and he's a guy who can fit every single game script, right? We see the 49ers in an ideal world when the defense is healthy. They want to kind of play a grinded-out game. They want to be pretty run heavy. CMC can do that. More recently, the defense is a little banged up. We saw last week they kind of had to get into a little shootout, or maybe not a shootout, but they had to go more pass heavy, had to abandon the run. CMC fits that game script. He'll get the carries. He'll also operate as a stud pass catcher. I mean, I think the dude's sitting at like a 24% target share. We all know CMC is an absolute monster in the receiving game. So really just cannot say enough good things about how great of a fit this is for Christian McCaffrey. Now, looking at the other 49ers weapons, overall, I really feel like this is a hit to all of their weapons. I think Debo is probably the least affected. I still think Debo is going to be, a top 10, top 12 wide receiver rest of season. I do think maybe he loses out on like a few key carries here and there because now you have a legit running back to step in and have that role. But I still think he'll be fine moving forward. I think this probably takes the biggest hit to Brandon Ayuk, someone who had a really big game in week 6. I know some people are excited about him here against the Chiefs. I'm just looking at this weapons room. Debo, CMC, Ayuk, and George Kittle. Looking at the wide receiver position, I feel like Ayuk is kind of the odd man out here. With Kittle, he can give you lesser production on a week-to-week basis because he has that tight end designation. The bar for a starting top tight end is definitely much lower than like a starting wide receiver, at least in terms for fantasy football. So I think Ayuk does take a hit. I just don't see how he's a consistent start moving forward with all these other stud weapons here. Like, this is a really, really strong position skill group. Debo, CMC, Kittle, Ayuk. This offense is stacked at these skill positions. I also feel like this is a hit to George Kittle. I feel like Kittle was kind of struggling to command a massive workload in an offense with just Debo and Ayuk. Now you bring in a stud running back who's going to be very involved as a pass catcher. I don't think it's great for Kittle. I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of frustrating games with Kittle just, blocking play after play for Christian McCaffrey. So unfortunately, I feel like that's what we're looking at there. In terms of the other 49ers running backs, Wilson is toast. Mitchell is toast. These guys just have handcuff value at this point. So Wilson, I think, is still rosterable as a handcuff because, if CMC does go down, Wilson's basically going to be, what he has been since the Elijah Mitchell injury. If Mitchell's on your IR, I guess he has handcuff value, but I don't know about you guys. I don't feel great about keeping a handcuff running back on the IR, especially, we don't know when he's going to be back. We don't know how great he's going to be. And if you're in a league where you've got a guy like Jameson Williams on the IR, I'd much rather have JMO on my roster than Elijah Mitchell. So it's unfortunate because you probably drafted Mitchell to be a running back 2 for you, and then you're probably expecting him back, getting that production. It just is not going to happen. I'm not really seeing a committee here. Like I keep going back to, you don't give up that type of assets or those types of picks to, use Christian McCaffrey on 60% of the snaps. I just do not see it happening. And then I guess the one member of this offense who does benefit is Jimmy Garoppolo. He gets a bump. I still don't think he's someone who's going to be, consistently startable. But he has every possible weapon at his disposal here. So we'll see how that plays out. Just a quick segue into the Panthers. Not much to say here. They are just cooked. This offense will truly be just horrific to watch. I think they play the Bucs this week. That game could be very, very ugly. Maybe DJ Moore somehow gets helped out by this, but he wasn't producing with CMC. Now I just don't understand who else the defenses are going to key in on. Robbie Anderson is gone. CMC is gone. DJ Moore is just out there on an island. Just hoping, for fantasy and even real life NFL, I'm hoping DJ Moore gets traded, but, maybe not something they're going to be doing. Maybe they want him in the long-term plans. And then just looking at Christian McCaffrey, I view him as the number 1 running back rest of season. I had him right up there before this move, even in a bad situation. I think I had Saquon at 1, CMC at 2. He's going to be my number 1 rest of season, and I really wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing 25-plus points per game rest of season. He's basically giving you 20 points per game on the terrible Panthers team. Now with some extra touchdown upside, increased efficiency on the 49ers, I do think we can see that, was it 2019 CMC, even 2020 in the short sample size. I think CMC is going to ball out. Overall, just a really strong move in terms of viewers and fantasy players. I feel like this is a much more exciting spot for Christian McCaffrey. He's going to be on a team that's competitive, a potential playoff roster. So just a solid, overall move. Happy with it. Let me know what you guys think about this move down below. Do you agree that he's the number 1 moving forward? What are your thoughts on the other weapons? Do you think Kittle takes a hit? Ayuk? I want to know what you guys think because these are just my initial thoughts. These could evolve, over the next few days. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, this is the first video you saw. I'm putting out content basically every single day. Start sits, waiver wire, trade advice, weekly rankings. You get everything on here, injury reports. So hit that subscribe button if you are interested in seeing more. But thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one.